Hello everybody, welcome to the second episode of my talk series, Talk Tuesdays. I don't know about that name anymore because my boyfriend was like, wait a second, why don't you just call it Tuesday Talk? And I'm like, oh, yeah. But I don't think I'm gonna change it because I don't know, let's just not change it. I think I kind of like Talk Tuesdays because it's just, I don't know. That's just where my brain went. So that's what's gonna happen. Also, I'm in my pajamas. Because realistically, when am I not? Before I even get into this video, I want to set a scented candle. I got this for Secret Santa from one of my friends. Bless her soul. And she got me this scrunchie. And she got me the lip gloss I'm wearing right now. And she got me this. I'm not going to say her name because I don't know if she's comfortable with that. Okay, we're going to put this. This one is Mary Cookie, made with essential oils. Now that I'm done with all my shenanigans, just take a sip of coffee. Okay, so for those of you that are new to my channel, I do Talk Tuesdays where I drop one video every single Tuesday talking about things that I feel like we should know living in this society. Especially now with coronavirus and all these things and everyone's staying at home, I really feel that these topics that I bring up are super important for all ages pretty much. And I know that anyone can relate to it and anyone can benefit from like what I'm saying. And my goal with YouTube and this talk series is to give value to you. So stick around and let's see if we can learn something together. If you enjoy what I'm talking about and you do watch my videos on a weekly basis, then hit that subscribe button and click that bell notification so that you're always notified every single time that I post a video. I also have an intro video to kind of why I wanted to start this talk series, and that is also up on my channel, so you can pause this video and go check that out before we get into this video, or you can just stay here and keep watching. So without further ado, today I'm going to be talking about headaches. So half to 3/4 of adults that are aged from 18 to 65 have headaches. This is kind of crazy to me. A lot of people get headaches and it's not natural. In fact, it's not natural to be in any state of pain. I really wanted to make this video because my mom, she gets migraines, and 30% of the population reports that they also get migraines. And essentially migraines are they're like a tension type of headache that puts a strain and affects your face, it affects your eyes, it affects your neck, and it can be very prolonged. So for example, like my mom's kind of lasts like 2 to 3 days, which is insane. And I don't know if your parents do this, but she has to like grab a scarf and like tie it around her head because the pressure feels good, and she's in her room in the dark for days. And I think that's just such a waste of life. Like if that happens every single 2 months, that's some bullshit. And I really want to figure out why they occur and how can we stop it without medicine, without drugs, essentially, without popping aspirin and Tylenol 24/7, because we don't need it. If you really do need prescribed medicine, of course take it. Your doctor has been through med school, your doctor knows more. But I really highly recommend trying different ways to combat whatever illness you're dealing with naturally. You have the internet at your fingertips, so please do utilize it. And then if that doesn't work, then you should go to your doctor. There's a lot of natural remedies, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. 30% of the population has migraines, as I've already mentioned, and that's not normal. Now that I'm kind of done with my story time, I'm going to dive into the most recent case study and experiment that I found. It was published December 14th, 2020, and I will link the case down below, but I really thought it was very interesting, the findings that they had. Without further ado, I'm gonna get into that. Essentially, in this study, there were a randomized clinical trial of 89 adults that have experienced between 4 to 20 migraine days per month, you guys, per month. And if this is you, please just keep watching because I promise we're gonna figure out a way to deal with this, and I really think it's important. But anyways, back to the actual study. So essentially, the objective of this entire study was to see if standardized training in mindfulness is going to help combat or at least reduce the frequency of headaches and essentially give you more time to live your life. So there's this thing that they like to use in the study, and it's called MBSR, which means mindfulness-based stress reduction. A lot of workplaces are now starting to implement trainings like this. The company that I work in, they're also starting to initiate this, which is a good thing, and it's long overdue. So basically, it's just an 8-week evidence-based program that offers intensive mindfulness training that assists people with stress and anxiety. The objective was to get these adults and put them through at least 8 weekly classes where they're taught mindfulness and they're taught techniques on how to combat their stress. So 84% of the participants participated in at least 5 out of the 8 classes, and the findings were published in this article. Essentially, the way that this specific program was set up was that they were taught how to practice these mindfulness skills at home because of coronavirus. There were follow-up periods throughout the entire study. They split them up into 2 different groups. One group had gone through the mindfulness-based stress reduction, and the other group had just gone through headache education. Essentially, the findings, the primary outcome of this was that the mindfulness-based stress reduction group did not improve migraine frequency more than the headache education. However, the MBSR, which was the mindfulness-based stress reduction group, had improved disability, had improved quality of life, and had improved or completely gotten rid of their depression. And this was a study that has been done during the coronavirus time frame, and it was again published in December 14th, which is why I think that it's really important to share these findings, because majority of the participants are at home. This is very relatable to all of us. We are all at home right now. The takeaway of this entire experiment, in my words, is that there's one group that went through just headache education. So this has to do a lot with awareness, and you can do that. You can always read books on it, you can watch YouTube videos on it, you can become aware of what causes your headaches and what your triggers are, and that's very important. However, the second group that had gone through actual mindfulness practices, they actually woke up in the morning and they had done what their assigned task was for the day, whether this just be sitting down for 10 minutes, focusing on your breath, or it would be maybe journaling. Those people had an increased quality of life, and that's kind of what I want to take away from this case study. It's a pretty long case study, so once again I will link it down below and you guys can take a read at it. But what I'm here to talk about is how this can affect you right now in real time. This case study proves that practicing what you preach is very important. Whether you're at home or whether you're at work, you can practice mindfulness anywhere, and it is proven to reduce stress levels. This is like the part of the video where I can give you guys ideas on what to do or how to get started, really, if you're kind of confused on how to even start mindfulness. There are a lot of things that I'm still learning when it comes to yoga, meditation, and mindfulness, but I know that the one thing that most people have told me as a beginner is journaling. So essentially, as soon as you wake up, that's the best time to practice mindfulness. It is the best time to reset for the day. Make sure you have good energy throughout the day. What I like to do is go into the corner of my room. I like to just sit cross-legged, like to get comfy, grab my pillow, and then I go on YouTube and I Google a meditation video, a 10-minute morning one. And it's a guided meditation video, and essentially you just sit there with your eyes closed and you do what your instructor's telling you to do. Most times it's just you focusing on your own breath, you setting a good intention for the rest of the day, and you're just trying to create a pool of positive energy. So that really calms you down, and it's perfect to do it first thing in the morning. On top of that, I also grab my journal and I write down 5 things that I'm grateful for. Me and my friends have been doing this for a very long time, but I find that it works best first thing in the morning. Tying this whole thing back to headaches and stress and anxiety and the study that I talked about, the MBSR is trying to do the exact same thing. It's its own curriculum. It's always getting improved and evaluated, and there's experts working on it. That doesn't mean you can't start today. you can always do things at home. And I really highly recommend you start today as well, because what better time than now? Mindfulness-based stress reduction is creating the awareness, which the first group of the study had been going through, which was the headache education, but also practicing it. And they were also, and participants were getting monitored throughout the whole thing. Findings were very interesting and they kind of serve as proof. So that, yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to hit home with this video. If you guys were ever trying to get started on meditation or any of that, and you're just kind of nervous and you're kind of scared, I feel you. I totally understand. It can be a little nerve-wracking if you don't know what you're doing. So to start off, first thing in the morning, grab a journal, grab a comfy blanket, go to the corner of your room, practice your breathing, take deep breaths, and jot down 5 things you're grateful for. And I promise you, that will make a world of a difference. And aside from that, that was my Talk Tuesday, day 2. I hope you guys got some value out of this, and I hope I wasn't being all over the place like I was with my first video. Once again, if you guys stayed to watch the whole video and thought it was valuable, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that you can see what next week is all about. If you guys have any suggestions on topics that you would like me to research and kind of give my input about, then please comment below and let me know. Aside from that, thank you so much for being here with me today. Everyone stay safe. Oh, it's almost 2021. Happy New Year's, you guys. May this year bring joy and happiness, wealth and health, and overall good energy. And it's also a perfect time to start your New Year's resolution of meditating and mindfulness. So buy that cute journal and just start jotting down gratefuls starting today. Cheers. I don't know why I did that. Some good coffee. Okay, bye you guys.